morning. We have power.
Yes, we do.
And we have white.
And we have, yeah.
It's sleet. It's almost all sleet.
It's all ice. Yeah, I don't.
It's ice. It's sleet. It's.
You know, you're right. There is just the microscopic outline you can see on the tree.
It's next to nothing. For a standard ice storm, there's hardly anything on the trees. The camellias and the hollies have a little bit of coating on their wider leaf, but not the tree thing. Hi, Morris. Yeah, Morris doesn't even like crunchy ground. Crunchy shoes on crunchiness even startle him. I focused on walking over here without falling on my backside. Don's tinkering with measuring the warmth in his space in there. We've moved our house freezer. He'll come back. Our house freezer temperature checker into his bed area. Yeah, we'll be totally fine not going out driving anywhere for days. It's fine till it melts on its own. There's no getting this off of the driveway or the parking area or anything, and it is slick. It's very slick. But we do have to get out here and do a little bit of walking. So, kitties and stuff. Don's emptying the ice out of the cat things in the house for me so I don't have to go up and down the steps too often. And I'm going to fill these watering cans so I can refill them. See this niceness Don did for me? Other winters I've never had water out here when it was under, freezing in the wintertime. But remember, the cutoff valve is way back into the crawl space now. We already had ice at midnight, so I didn't send Don out to clear the plate. I've been printing Hue Forge because they don't care about height and the quality of my printer right now. Probably printed more of these than was necessary, but they're cheap and fun and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, that's really the only tree I'm noticing ice on, and that's a very minor amount of accumulation. So they say we could get more freezing rain between now and this afternoon, so let's hope we don't. Well, it should make us all feel pretty good. The area inside Morris's spot over there is reading 30.9 where Don has it. So the heating pads and the things we've done to keep the heat in are making a difference. So Marty asked out at 6:40, and since the woods aren't completely covered, he ran up there, used the bathroom, and then I came back 5 to 10 minutes later, and he was as pitiful as could be with his face in the door to let him back in. And Stripe made it about another hour. And then he went into the garage in his chair. The garage is it's just a little below 50 degrees. So he was in his chair in there, the smart boy that he is. I did monitor Morris, and he was in the cat hotel most of the night. I don't know where he is right now. He went this way with Stripe. They were playing. I'm sure he'll circle back around here in a minute. I won't take this off yet because we're supposed to get possibility of more. I mean, technically it's coming down a little bit right now this afternoon, and it's done what I wanted it to do. But you can see if we'd have had a full-blown everything is covered, that would have been even more important. Right now they can still find leaves, so it's all good. But anyway, Stripe, you want to come inside? Stripe? You want to come? Let's go. Let's go, Stripe. Come on. Let's go. There you are. Yep, you got a little spot to get away from cold feet. But come on, let's go. Come on, Stripey. Let's go. If you want to go in, Mom's going in. Come on, Stripe. Let's go. I'll give him a chance to change his mind. Okay, Morris just went around to the backyard. That's good. I'm seeing a lot of juncos. We don't have them here in the summer. Definite sign of winter when they're at your feeders here. They have a white belly, but they're very gray up on top. They look a lot like the size of a house finch. But anyway, I've got some of the black oil seed. I'm just going to throw it out there on the ground and let them come for it. And trust me, it'll get ate. I've done this many times before. hit the snowflake thing above my head. Yeah, but look at my bird bath. It's like 22 degrees out here right now. And there's no ice on the water. It's totally liquid. Same thing with the heated water bowl in the back. Totally liquid. I was not able to pick it up and change the water in it, though, because it has sleet and water around the base of it, and it's frozen to the thing that it's sitting on. But it's okay. It wasn't that nasty. It wasn't that nasty. Dirty. I think you're off the hook on a snowman.
Oh, yeah.
Even
Right.
I can't force a snowman out of that. I just dropped one of the water bowl pucks of ice off the front porch so it wouldn't, melt in the sink. And it almost slid as far as the creek. It stopped just a few feet short. You could hear it like an ice pocket. It just was sliding.
Well, we must have got a dust, because when I went into Morris's Cat Hotel, on the carpet was a fluff, not fluff, but powdery stuff, ice. Not, the only way it could have got in there was it was that snow that's so small and so fine it floated in there.
Yeah, Chris Michaels showed that chart Greg Fishel showed us the other day about the temperature at the different altitudes or whatever, and he said it was just wild. That it was literally changing from snow to sleet to freezing rain to back to sleet while they were watching it. Sure. That's how much of a mix of different temper variations. This is not like it's cold at the ground and it's cold all the way up where the airplanes are.
It's just cold at the ground and it's God knows above us.
Right. It's like 50 degrees up where the airplanes are. They're nice and warm up there, but we're awful cold down here.
That's right.
It's like 22 or something. First read on the temperature on the chest freezer thermostat in Morris's thing was like 30 something. I'll check it again in a bit after it stabilizes out there.
It's 25 right now, so if it
Yeah, it's definitely doing something.
Right.
Plus, it's not on the heating pad.
No, it's
and
not.
He is.
And it's not even inside of his little hotel. It's on the outside.
Outside, but inside the area where he is, but under. Yeah. So anyway, it's doing something. So that I don't know what it would read when it's 15 out there, but we haven't had quite the solid ice pack they were thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that might keep the temps from going to 11.
Yeah. Here
at the house. We'll play it by ear, but we're monitoring.
Yes,
He's a little freaky out there, more than normal, because he can't stand the crunch of people's feet. It scares him. It's always scared him in every storm we've had. He doesn't know that sound isn't coming to get him.
Sure.
So for me to try to approach him and grab him would be even harder than normal, because he's so totally freaked out right now about the differences out there.
Yeah.
So, and this one's back in again. I wish Morris would have come in. I tried all summer long, leaving the door open, risking getting mosquitoes in the house and everything to try to train him. It was safe in here with Stripe. And even with Stripe, he wouldn't come in. He looks like he wants that bed gone so he can just lay on the towel. The towel is warmer than the bed. The bed would warm up if he laid on it, though. Heard from Johnny.
Oh.
I've gotten a picture out the window. It looks about the same as here.
Sure.
Very hard to tell looking in his courtyard.
Yeah.
But the evergreen trees that are 6 feet tall that are in the courtyard, they're not leaned over.
Right.
If they had ice on them, they'd be leaning a bit. They would look sagged, and they're not.
Holly trees is how you can tell.
Right. I mean, our holly trees and my camellia bushes have just a smidge of ice on them, but not enough to. We're nowhere near a quarter of an inch.
Oh, I can.
And problems start at a quarter of an inch and go upward quickly from there. So I think he's okay. He's currently fine.
Yeah. And
thinking they dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
But we could still get more this afternoon. We'll just have to play it by ear.
Yes, ma'am.
Several. When other people talk about snow showers, we never don't get snow showers here, but there's lulls today coming and going, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
I just finished yesterday's video, and Don's still under the house. I'm going to finish up the love letters. I don't know if I'm going to do the flower part today or not. That requires another level of creativity and motivation that I may or may not possess today after I finish the letters themselves. I'm betting Stripe's gonna want to go for a walkabout here pretty soon. I got a squirrel back here at the cat food, dry chow. I looked to see if anybody was at the feeder that I filled over by the carport. I didn't see anyone. I can't see the suet from the house, but I could see the feeder. I'm seeing an occasional flake come down, and that's about it right now. When it comes down again, I guess it's going to be after dark. You look like you're going somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook up the second set of heat strips so I can control them from Shelly, from the thing. I can set it up so that if it's below 25 degrees outside, I want both sets of heat strips to run.
Yeah, he's going under the house to tinker. I told Marion it's low risk because this is, I'm messing with the relay. I'm not turning off the heat pump or anything. There's a relay that I use to control the heat strips. I'm adding another input to that relay. Sorry, I started to cut your head off.
No
I need
problem.
to look at what I'm filming and not
Well,
the cat.
Right now, I just put the Shelly Uni yesterday. That's in yesterday's video. It has two MOSFETs, electrical relays in there, and one of them is going to get used to turn on this relay when I want it to come on. All right, well, stay warm. I was just mostly catching y'all, and you're bundled up. I'm going out in the great, Arctic. That's right.
We're still supposed to get some more sleet or freezing rain, although I just read Greg Fischel's update, and he says he's tried to be the voice of reason.
Right.
He said, there's a whole checklist of things that have to be just right to get winter crap here.
Sure.
And if even one of those isn't just right, you don't get it.
Right.
Which is why we so oftentimes hear about we might get it and it doesn't pan out. They were much more certain this time than most times, though, and then it still didn't do what they thought it was going to do. Yeah. Even when they were looking at stuff a few hours in advance of it doing it. And
well, your guy just said that he has really no idea he knows it's going to rain. There's going to be precipitation.
Yeah.
But what it actually turns out to be this evening, this is like 4 hours from now. He has no idea.
Yeah, that was Ethan at the Carolina Weather Authority, the NC State grad guy that we all really appreciate and did such a great job during Halloween. And he, just to be clear, him and Greg and Chris Michaels, the people that we listen to, they've done better than all these people that were hyping it up. Yeah. It's just that they're struggling this time too. And yesterday in that one video segment, I was pretty miffed.
Yeah.
I've kind of calmed down a bit today, but just stay at 85% preparation level all the time.
That's right.
And then if you have a little warning, something's coming, you do those like we did. I mean, Don and I are 85, 90% prepared all the time.
That's right.
And then if we get I told Don last night, we would have put plastic up on the cat hotel. That would be an 11/1 or 11/15 on the calendar to do if we didn't have advance warning of this is the storm you need to do it for. It would just be part of the winter checklist.
Right.
But stay 85, 90% prepared. And then if you happen to get a little notice that something else might really churn up, do that last 10%. But that should never be anything that you're really, worried about or really have to have happen. Or, it's the difference here between a little eating sardines, granola bars, and stuff, cold bacon, or having lasagna to warm up in it's little fine tuning things. It's nothing that's going to make or break us.
Yeah.
But we got to be prepared for hurricane season and ice storms here.
Right.
So just stay prepared.
Yeah.
That would be my motto. Is just don't ever get not prepared.
Yeah.
They try to tell you, and then that's what. And I know people have different resources, but for those that have resources, you can be not having to rush to Home Depot like your life depended on it for supplies.
Yeah. Okay, I've brought me some of the Wagos down here, and I've now hooked up one of those solid state relays across, jumping from W1 to W2. So if the solid state relay closes and W1 is on, W2 will be powered. It's basically the same as that little red jumper wire. The difference is that little red jumper wire is whenever it takes a defrost cycle. That's not optional. So if this relay gets energized, the normally closed contacts close. That jumper wire will connect W1 and W2 together using that wire to the output side. Anyway, I've got this set up now, and I'm going to test it a little bit, but I had initially hooked it up to the coil side controlling the relay, but there's like a noise or something. I was a little surprised that how the noise worked on this thing. It would randomly not turn off or turn on. Well, it'd always turn on, but it would randomly turn off. I couldn't get it to turn off all the time reliably. So I'm hooking it over to the other side. I'm hoping that the greater current flow through that solid state relay. In other words, that coil draws all of like 10 milliamps. It's very low energy, but the other side over here where I've got hooked now, that solid state relay is going to probably pull a quarter of an amp. It's rated at 300 milliamps. That solid state switch is 300, so it's going to pull about 250 milliamps briefly, and then it's going to drop down, because when the sequencer gets hot, the resistance, I'm sorry, when the sequencer gets hot, the I guess it's got a negative temperature coefficient. The resistance increases, and so the current drops. But anyway, I'm going to see how this works.
I would like to get a little bit of bird video, but every time I come out, 50 to 75 birds scatter out of the front yard. It's pretty darn cold to wait them out. There were a lot of dark-eyed juncos on the ground where the sunflower seed is, and I just threw out some more. And they're starting to come back now. And they're definitely on the ground under the feeder. And the thistle seed and the yellow feeder is getting eaten now by goldfinch quite a bit. I'm noticing more bird feed videos where there are goldfinch in the background on the thistle. Dang if it ain't cold out here. You see the juncos are coming back now. But there were a good 15 or 20 underneath the feeder when I came out the door. They just scattered. That's actually some sort of sparrow, I think. There's a dark-eyed junco. You can see how much darker he is than the sparrow. More coming back to the base of the feeder. They will go up to the feeder, but it's not really their thing. It's 2:30 and I'm halfway through the letters. I did the V, so I've got the O left to do. We have very light precipitation right now. I can kind of feel it a bit, but not a lot. I walked over that and you can see there's no footprints. This right down here that I'm on, it is just as slick. I mean, you could ice skate across it. It's that slick. So I've got to be really careful. I called Morris. I put some fresh food out that's not frozen. But he is either not home, although I thought he was in the cat hotel, or he's just not in the mood to come out in the cold again. I don't know which. It's not great picture taking out here because there's no light. But I thought I'd check it out. I see Stripe, his eyeing the dark-eyed Junco over there. Oh well. It's a lot of extra birdies in the yard, and there's a lot of extra birdies on the ground today. It's actually even very hard to go there. Maybe I'll try the boardwalk. It can't be any worse than that little hill. You'd be surprised at how slick it is. It's very slick. Should have gotten out the poles that we have for walking around the track. I feel like I need ski poles. You know, if Don were here and I could hold on to his hand, I could go down those steps, but it's just not worth the risk. Yeah. I made it over into the side yard this morning. I would say, if anything, it's even more solid ice than it was when I first came out this morning, and that's saying a lot. Well, I'd like to walk around the yard a bit, but see over there, let's just walk this way a bit. It's not solid ice, and there's lots of crunch and leaves and things to help gain some traction on. I do not have on my Crocs, anti-slip Crocs. Those are actually the absolute worst thing ever on ice. The ice gets in the little non-slip treads, and it's like you've got on, you know, multiple ice skate blades on one shoe. Yeah, this is not, I mean, I'm not being cavalier about it, but this is not so bad over here. There's a lot more crunch. The Nandina berries are pretty. And the little bit of ice. All right, Marty's up there doing his thing. One thing I can count on with Marty is when he's done, he'll come back inside. Oh, here's Stripey too. Did you stretch your legs enough that you'd be ready to go back inside where it's warm? Unfortunately, I scared Morris out of his home. I got the ice, got the weight off of the gardenia. The heavy stuff slid right off the plastic, but it made a noise and Morris ran. I'm sure he'll come back. He knows it's warm there. I'm going to have to believe when it's quiet, he'll come back. Stripey, where are you going? You doing a shortened yard patrol again? Oh, there is a bird over at the green feeder now. He's liable to be totally excited about it.
Well, I'm out here at the heat pump. It's getting dark. You can see the slats are not plugged, but if you look, you see that white in there? That white is ice. The coil is iced. I would expect it to be going to take a trying to shine up. I don't know. I guess you can't. I can see it, but I'm not the best cameraman. I know. I think that you can see the white back there. You see the black lines? That's the shadow. But that's the actual ice on the coil. And it's pretty frosted up. I'm a little surprised it's not taking a defrost right now. I mean, see how low it goes. I'd say it's all the way near the bottom. So hopefully it'll take a defrost cycle. I'll be watching it here shortly. And hopefully it'll take one, because it's just wasting time right now. There's no air going through that coil, best I can tell. Okay, it's taken a defrost cycle, and now if you look, you can see, you actually see the little coil. See again the black lines? That's the shadow. and you can see the little fins. Now look, they're going to fill up with ice very quickly, but it did take a defrost cycle. So, and it, you know, look, going all the way down the coil, it did clear it. And look at all this ice here. See all that ice? That's from the melting ice on there. The liquid comes down here and it refreezes. So that's how your heat pump does its thing. And look at this. You can see the water.
Well, there are the letters all put together, and I brought out all of my leaves and flowers and stuff, you know, florist type things, and I added the decorations onto the outside, and I think it turned out pretty good.